Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what is, for me at least, the most anticipated race of the season here in Division 2 of the Midwest F1 League. I'm Hotspot, and today we are at the Zandvoort circuit here in the Netherlands, a track that hasn't hosted F1 since August 25th, 1985. 14 corners make up this 4.2-kilometer circuit, with 10 to the right and only 4 to the left. 2 DRS zones here, with the biggest challenge is going to be keeping it a clean race, as this track is super narrow. And I feel like I'm really excited for this track when it hits the actual F1, when actual F1 cars get on the circuit, which I believe is happening in October. Could be wrong about that. It's pretty later in the schedule, but I just think this track is a little too narrow. I think if they made it wider, it would be such a nice racetrack, and I think for me, once they do that, it'll be one of the better tracks on the schedule. But I've been really looking forward to this race in particular. This is one of my favorite tracks just to drive on. It's a really fun track, as we are going to be getting into our qualifying session here very shortly. Let me put on the nope, don't need that. Lap data, yep, track map. Yep, got that. Okay, so just a couple quick notes for today's race. Well, I say a couple quick notes. Actually, a lot of them. A lot has came off the news desk of Pork Chops today in general, as we see Sadistic King and the Williams, and I think a couple other teams down the far end getting out onto their outlaps. That's an AlphaTauri and a McLaren. So last week's race in Russia, that wasn't meant to be. We're about halfway through the race, and the server ended up dying. So we've postponed that until March 18th, which if you knew March 18th and knew the schedule, that was going to be our break week. But we're now going to be running that, and I think me and Crash McQueen are actually going to be hosting that on the Midwest F1 League Twitch. So that's going to be fun to watch there. But a lot of news, specifically out of the Red Bull garage. JC Blackley's moved up into Division 1 in place of Honda. That is some big shoes to fill for JC. Honda has won all but 2 races in the Division 1 season so far. It's funny, he mentioned a statistic the other day. Me and him were talking in private messages. Every race that Honda was in and he didn't crash out, every race Honda finished, he actually won. So JC's got quite the shoes to fill here. But he's moved up in Division 1, and Feeman has had his seat taken. I don't really know why he's had his seat taken. I just assume he hasn't been here for a couple of races. So the Red Bull team is now GDB and Ray 46. Ray 46 we've seen a couple times. GDB, one of the newer faces on the circuit, but we've seen Ray a couple times, and I've had some good battles with him over in F2 as well. What else we have? So Super Ninas has had to fill in to Division 1 tonight, so taking his seat is AP7. That is in the Renault. Monkey Mafia is going to be filling in for Yuppie tonight, and Monkey Mafia has taken, or was he going? Yeah, he's taken the Haas. Remember, he was in a Ferrari a couple weeks ago, so that's going to be a little tricky to remember. However, so he's filled in for Yuppie tonight. El Capitano will be filling the McLaren seat for Domingos tonight. Capitano, who we have yet to see, I believe, in the Midwest F1 League. If we've seen him, it hasn't been enough, and I haven't seen him personally. But, so he's filled in for Domingos tonight. And finally, K-Dog, she's had to fill in for Division 1 tonight, so her seat is going to be taken by Racing Ginger, who we've seen a couple times now on this in Division 2. So Sadistic King and the Williams setting the fastest lap to start off the session. All but 4 cars out on track right now. bit dense of a racetrack. Let's ride along with Sui as he heads into Sector 2, around turn 10. Now here's the second DRS section. So this is kind of an interesting DRS section because you go from this kind of, I don't even want to call it a straight, as we've got a car way off there. Who could that be? That is a Ferrari that has gone off. Is that Hash 9211? And I say he's gone off, he's just letting some of the cars who are on their time lap go by. But back to what I was saying, as Sui's coming through, this is 13 and 14 now. Those high banked corners, I believe that is 19 degrees of banking in that corner, so that's pretty cool. As he currently finds himself in 8th. Smith Pell up there in the McLaren found himself less than 0.2 of a second back behind Citizen King. Oh, geez, what is it? Oh, goodness me, he has collected Racing Ginger, who I believe Racing Ginger was on a time lap, and Smith Pell has now received a 5-place grid penalty for that collision. Now, this is what I was getting to on the fact that this is kind of a tight racetrack where you have something like that happen, where Smith Pell was simply trying to get out of the way and let Racing Ginger go by, but there just simply wasn't enough room on the track for that. And so that has happened, and Racing Ginger, a lot of his front left wing is gone. So Smith Pell will be having a 5-place grid penalty for that incident, and I'm surprised I actually caught along to that as it happened. But anyways, as Racing Ginger goes through this DRS section here without actually having it, so this is an interesting one. So you have kind of this straight, it's not the longest DRS session, but then you go into a 90-degree right-hand corner, and then into this 180-degree left-hand corner, which is very easy to get track limits both on the inside of it and coming on exits of that corner. And then over here, going through 13 and 14, very easy to be caught in the sand up in that part of the track. Very, very easy to kind of make a mistake there and get into that gravel. So we're going to have to be looking at that as we see the two Mercedes going in. The two Mercedes team. Currently Details found his way up into 7th. And C. Freeman back there in 15th to start out this session. Hash 9211 in the Ferrari, setting the fastest lap so far, about 3 minutes into this session. Solid lap for him. Let's go along with El Capitano. Nope, he's going into the pits. Ignore that. Saffron City, he's on a timed lap, it seems. Goodness me. Alright, anyway, so yeah, here he goes through turn 9. So this is these couple corners here, turns 8, 9, and then 10. They get a little tricky at times, so they're not the most challenging corners on the circuit. You can definitely get thrown off by them. So that's going to be a little bit of an action zone there to look out for. As Hash 9211's actually put half a second back on Sadista King in the Williams, as we're along with his teammate Saffron City, who I believe is probably going to be coming into the pits at this time by Ed Altonian in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to be pitting. I don't like that pit entry right there. That barrier's not really secure. As only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars out on track at the moment. That consists of Monkey Mafia in the Haas, who is on his outlap. So let's actually ride along with Monkey Mafia for his first time lap as he now heads through 13 and 14. This is the danger zone here. If you get a little, even a smidge too wide on exit of 13 going into 14, you get in that gravel, it is toast for you. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to look out for. Monkey Mafia around turn 1. This little transition here can get a little bit tricky, especially if you don't get the line right in this corner, turn 3, which it's one of the cooler corners on the circuit. Lots of banking in that corner as well. If you don't get that entry correctly and don't get the line through it, it's going to cost you a lot of time. So Monkey Mafia, I don't think he really hit it that well, though he does set a purple first sector. Now into Sector 2, about to be getting into the DRS section. Setting a purple sector 2 as well. So that entry right there to turn 11 and 12, you can use a lot of curbing going from turn 11 and into 12, but if you use too much, you risk the car spinning. So that would be not ideal there, as well as there could be a lot of time made and lost there. And let's see where Monkey Mafia qualifies, and he finds himself up into second. Currently, yeah, he's had himself a good lap there, still about half a second behind Hash 9211 in the Ferrari. Hash 9211, what a lap he's had. He'll find himself on provisional pole at the moment. As Monkey Mafia's teammate Kaz, I believe, is also starting a timed lap here. Doesn't look like it. Let's see, we have Cake Thomas in the Alpha Tauri. He's had a good couple string of races here. We'll see if he can extend this run of good form. Him and Swede both have had some really good results lately. Let's see if he can keep it up. We are on board with him for this lap. Yeah, maybe a little bit slow through one there. Didn't get the best line though. He's handling it, rest of it well. And yeah, let's see how he gets this. Oh yeah, he's handled turn 3 very well. Turn 1 just looked a little bit off though. For the rest of it, he's made up nicely. As you can see him now entering through Sector 2. Maybe got a little bit too much curbing there. Here he comes out of turn 10 and into the DRS section. That's a purple Sector 2. See how he handles the transition from 11 to 12. Yeah, he seemed to handle that really well. Now here he goes through 13 and 14. Gets the curbing correctly. Down the final DRS section to the line, and he jumps up to 5th. Not a terrible lap from Cake Thomas. Not one that he, not the best, and I'm sure not one that he's completely happy with, though. 5th place, that's, you know, that's a pretty solid lap, tell you what. And during us following along with Cake Thomas here, Smith Powell has jumped up into 3rd, though mind you, he does have that 5th-place grid penalty for the collision with Racing Ginger earlier in the session. See Capitano in the McLaren. He's filling in for Domingos tonight. I think this is the first time that I've seen him, at least. Hash 9211 has just set the fastest lap again, even putting more of a gap now between him and 2nd place. Capitano's going to be coming to the line here. Vespaw's doing a good job staying out of the way, and Capitano setting the fastest lap of the session so far, not too far off of Hash. .014. That is a very, very tight gap, but I tell you what, right now it is looking good for the McLaren team. McLaren need a couple good results here, and if we look at the, just a quick refresher on the constructors' standings, they haven't changed whatsoever since last week's race, obviously Russia getting canceled. Williams still at the top with 271, Ferrari behind them 248. Then McLaren only 3 points back of Ferrari at 245. AlphaTauri's got a little bit more ground to make up. They're at 215. And then after that, the gap starts to get widened out from 4th to 5th. Red Bull sits there in 5th at 188. Renault and Haas tied for 6th at 148 apiece. Racing Points currently sitting at 8th. At 125, Mercedes at 121, and then Alfa Romeo at 113. We've got a car go off over there in Sector 2. Who could that be? That's a Red Bull. That is the Red Bull of Ray, who has gone very wide. Oh, and he's spun it as we're along with him. Don't get in front of your teammate there. He's going to be coming around very shortly. He's going to need that curbing. Oh boy, this could be close. Whew. Little bit scary there. So what happened to Ray over in Sector, over in 8 and 9? That was a little bit strange. I don't know if he just exceeded track limits, maybe got some gravel or something. Well, actually, I don't think there's gravel over there. Did he just take up too much curb? Maybe got a little bit of a spin. And then as we saw coming out of 10 with the spin as well. Luckily for him, though, there is no damage to that car, though that is not good for the tires. So, and his lap time has obviously been deleted. Check in with Monkey Mafia in the Haas as he heads into 13 and 14. Takes up a lot of curbing on the inside of 13 there. Not sure if that is the best line to take, but he has taken it. And now he's going to be going into the pits. Well, that was anticlimactic. Right away, anyways, here's AP7, now heading into turn 1. His teammate Vespon's kind of struggling back there in 17th. But I tell you what, this Renault team definitely has the potential to start making some even bigger moves in this division. They've had just a couple strings of just really bad luck. And I tell you what, 1 or 2 good results, and this team could be right back on track. Maybe even getting close to overtaking Red Bull for that 5th spot. As here's AP7 out of turn 9 and into 10. Through the DRS section he goes. Let's see how much curbing he takes on this side. Oh, he does a decent amount there, gets a good line. He set a fastest sector 2 of the session so far. Money Matt has just received a 5-place grid penalty for illegal blocking. I've never seen that penalty before. AP7 to the line, and AP7 goes 3rd. So a solid session so far for AP7. He's currently found himself in 3rd. We got a Williams who's gone off there. That is Sadistic King. What has happened? Oh, goodness me. Really running into G. Did he just catch the gravel on the exits of turn 7? I believe that's probably what's happened, as he's got gravel all over the tires of that car. How much damage does he do? Well, he doesn't have any damage, though his tires are definitely coated with gravel now. So just over 2 minutes left in this session. El Capitano currently has provisional pole. Not by a lot, though, over Hash 9211. AP7 in the Renault, currently sitting 3rd. Smith Pell, who also has the 5-place grid penalty, currently sitting 4th. Monkey Mafia 5th. Sadistic King, who we've just saw spin around there on exit of 7, currently sitting 6th. The Alpha Tauris sitting at 7th and 8th, respectively. Cake Thomas and Sui. Detail, who's just retired from the session, currently sits 9th. Saffron City in 10th right now. This is a tough session for the Williams. They better get something together here very soon. Adel Tonian in the Alfa Romeo, who's actually going to be coming to the line right now. Let's see where he jumps up to. And I lied to you. He's coming into the pits. That looks like a dangerous pit entry there. I know I've said that already, but now that we've got a proper opportunity to see it, that just kind of looks strange to me. Very jagged. Well, here's Money Matt, who has the 5-place grid penalty anyways, as he heads through the DRS section. So he's going to need a good lap here to make up the penalty that he's already been given. Penalties being given out, a couple penalties not even in the actual race. Surprising to me. Money Matt across the line, he jumps up into 8th. That's a solid lap for him. So 45 seconds left in this session. Oh, what's this here? Cake Thomas has gone off. I'm not really sure what could have caused that. He's gone off in what appears to be turn 8. Got gravel all over the tires. I'm not sure if he was just getting out of the way of someone or what the deal was with that, but he has found himself in a world of trouble there. 20 seconds left on the clock. Let's ride along with Hash 9211. Is not that far off the pace, and he's going to be heading through 13 and 14 right now. Can he get to the line and maybe get himself another lap in? We're going to find out. He's got 7 seconds to go. Oh, he's going to make it just barely as well. So Hash 9211 goes provisional pole at the death. Wow. Well, here's Cake Thomas. Nope, he's just going to be pitting. We have Sadistic King in the Williams. We've actually got his teammate, Saffron City. See where he jumps up to. No, he's going to stay 12th. Money Matt's going to be coming into the line now. Nope, he's going to be going into the pits. Dang it. Every time I go along with someone, I'll be like, oh, they're coming to the line. Nope, they're actually going into the pits. We've got the Renault of Best Pawns coming through 14 now. Taking a little bit of a higher line than what we've seen so far, and Best Pawns stays 17th. Not the result he would have wanted. Who else do we have? We have Monkey Mafia up there as well. He's coming through 14 right now. Again? Get tricked here. Sadistic King. Surely just going to be... What is up with Sadistic King? He's going oddly slow. Okay. He's going a little bit slower than I would have imagined. But so that's going to do it for this qualifying session. Hash 9211 on pole. El Capitano in the McLaren, the reserve driver, doing a great job up into second. AP7 in the Renault. That's a solid result for that team. Up into third. Smith Pell, who's got the 5-place grid penalty, sits fourth before that. Monkey Mafia in fifth. Sadistic King sixth. Cake Thomas seventh. Monkey Money Matt in eighth. We're going to go over it once we do it again with the penalties. So Smith Pell will find himself in 9th, and Money Matt will find himself in 13th. And that is the end of the session. So Hash 9211 for Ferrari taking pole. El Capitano in second. AP7 third. Smith Pell fourth. Monkey Mafia in fifth. Sadistic King in sixth. Cake Thomas 7th, Money Matt in 8th, Ray 46th in 9th, Sui in 10th, Detail 11th, Saffron City 12th, 8 Altonian 13th, GDB in 14th, 15th is Spool and Dub, 16th is FES, 17th is Best Pawns, 18th Racing Ginger, 19th is Kaz, and then rounding out the field in 20th is C. Freeman. So a lot of big-name guys qualifying towards the middle of the field, really. I mean, both Williams outside the top 5. This has been kind of a wonky qualifying session, to say the least, but I tell you what. Been an interesting one for sure, so now we're going to find out who hits X first. Oh, who's it going to be? Remember, you have to allow 2 minutes once you get to this screen. Oh, so it's GDB who has selected it early. I'm going to be reporting that to Pork very shortly. So it would appear that Division 1 having lobby problems, as we're still kind of existing here in Div 2, but it would appear that Div 1 having problems like we had last week. So we're going to put in the position change. Telemetry we're going to keep off. Lap data will turn on. Track map is... Gap is the interval. All good to go. So GDB, who hasn't had to experience this yet, because I believe this is one of his first races in this league, little does he know you actually have to wait 2 minutes at least to get everybody, let their setups get in, so I don't know if he's actually going to receive the penalty or not since he's new at it, but I would assume he would, as we're making our formation lap here. So Hash 9211 in the Ferrari, taking pole. Oh. Didn't know that. My friend sent me a TikTok. Capitano in second, as I was saying. Shouldn't be on my phone, but you know, get a notification. Oh, what is this? Capitano's gone off! What has happened here? Has he just gone off under the formation lap? And it would appear that he has. can't say I've seen that one before, that is for sure. However, anyways, as I was saying, Capitano in second, currently AP7 third. Monkey Mafia getting a really solid result, currently sitting fourth. Sadistic King, the highest qualifying Williams at the top of the constructor standing as well. Currently sitting fifth. Cake Thomas in sixth. Ray 46th and 7th. Smith Pell 8th. Sweet in 9th. Detail in 10th. And then Saffron City, the second Williams driver, all the way back there in 11th. As we look at the predicted pit stop strategy, you want to go on the one stop. The soft to hards, you're going to be pitting on lap 12. And if you go from mediums to hards, you're going to be pitting on lap 15. We've got a 36 lap race for us right here. So this is going to be an exciting one for sure. As the grid's starting to form up here. And here we go. 5 lights. That's a weird camera angle. I don't much like that. Lights out and away we go here at Zandvoort. I believe Capitano actually had a solid start there. He's got Hash 9211 to his left side. Hash is going to get the advantage going into the corner. We got the Haas of Monkey Mafia right there challenging AP7 for that third spot. This is going to be a close one as they head into turn 3 now. This is going to be a cool camera angle here. Yep. Rightly so. Monkey Mafia doing a great job of actually staying up there in a battle with AP7. He's actually lost the position for now, but he's under pressure from Sadistic King. We get a yellow flag over in Sector 1. That is a Mercedes of Detail that has gone off. No safety car at the moment, but here's Cake Thomas and Monkey Mafia battling it out now. Sadistic King getting overtaken there by Cake Thomas. We need the interval. There it is. As we see this 3-car battle here, Monkey Mafia will be under pressure here very shortly from Cake Thomas. Cake Thomas going to try this inside, possibly. We're on board with him. Cake Thomas wanted to go for it, and boy, he almost did. Oh, and Monkey Mafia's gone around with no contact being made, just kind of hitting too much of the curb on the inside of turn 12, and he has lost 3 positions from that. But he still might challenge Ray 46 here as Hash 9211 sets the fastest lap. However, this is a tight battle for the lead here. Capitano nearly making the overtake. Hash 9211 keeping the position for now out of turn 1. C. Freeman getting a penalty for speeding into the pit lane as we got 2 cars way off in the corner. That is Money Matt in the Alfa Romeo and Spool and Dub in the Ferrari. What has happened here that could have caused that? They've gone off way into the gravel as well. Let's see how much wing damage they have. Probably not much, actually. I think Spool and Dub's got the worst of that one. And Money Matt right up along his right side here, giving him a little tap. I think we stay along with this one just for right now. There's Money Matt to the inside, getting around Spool and Dub. So anyway, Smith Pell with the lead. Hash 9211. Actually with the lead. I don't know why it said Smith Pell has it. That was interesting. Yeah, he's way off. He's back there in 19th. Why did it say he had the lead? This leaderboard can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Here's Capitano. He might be actually making a move on Hash very shortly here. Oh, no, now it's gone back up to almost a second. Saffron City in the Williams going alongside Sui here as they head into turn 1. Yep, and it looks like Saffron City's got this position for now. Sui really on the left-hand side of the track, and yeah, it looks like Saffron City's going to get around him nicely. Oh no, it's still side by side. Will they make contact there going out of turn 2, or going into turn 2? Side by side still out of turn 3. And Sui has finally filed in behind for now. As they head into turn 7, Sui, could he possibly be looking to get the position? Oh, and Saffron City's gone way into the gravel, somehow keeping the position as well. But that was nearly catastrophic for the 3 drivers right there of Saffron City, Sui, and Adaltonian, who's also just peeking his head in the door right there. Couple really good. This is a good little train of cars here as we got GDB in the Red Bull. He might be challenging Best Pawns here very shortly. DRS has been enabled. Battle for the lead still within half a second. Adaltonian and Sui battling it out. Monkey Mafia tried to get to the inside of Adaltonian. Almost made contact, and El Capitano has just set the fastest lap as they now head through 13 and 14. Nice little train of cars here coming out of 14. Oh, Eltonia got really wide. I think it may have actually hit the wall coming out of 14. 3 wide into the corner. This is going to end well, I'm sure. And wow, nicely done there from everybody to avoid a possible collision there. It looks like Best Pawns got away with the position. Eltonian and Monkey Mafia still battling it out here as they head into 3. What's great racing this is very early on. Now Monkey Mafia, does he have gravel on the right side of his car? Did he hit the gravel at one point? It kind of looks like a little bit grayer than usual, as Freeman still has that penalty. Eltonian possibly trying to make a move on Best Pawns as they head into 8 and 9. Oh yeah, he's going to want that inside when he backed off correctly to make sure that there was no collision going to be made, as that would have surely been catastrophic for both drivers. As they now head into the DRS section, Best Pawns got really wide on exits of turn 10. Oh, and Eltonian's in the grass going into the corner. Oh, they touch in. Best Pawns gets a little bit wide, but somehow holds onto the car. Oh, yeah, they almost made contact with Sui. Best Pawns keeping the car somehow through all of that. He's had quite the ride right there, going a bit wide into 11 and then going through the gravel into 12. Goodness me, that was nearly catastrophic. That's Saffron City entering the pits. Let's check back in on our battle for the lead. Capitano hanging it in very close to hash 9211 as they now head through turn 7, then into the chain of 8, 9, and then 10. Capitano's been right here against Hash pretty much this whole race so far, as we're 5 laps in. 5 of some of the best racing I've seen so far. Lots of good positions, lots of position changes, good battling. It's been a solid race so far. As we take a little bit farther back in the pack, we've got Sadistic King, who is not under pressure from Sweet, but he's pressuring Cake Thomas, who close to AP7 as well. This might be a battle for third here very shortly. A little bit further of a gap back to second, about 4.5 seconds back to El Capitano as they head out of 14. 8 Eltonian back there. Oh yeah, that's a very close battle here. These 3 or 4 drivers now spanning all the way back to Racing Ginger back there in 12. This has been a really solid just group of cars. Oh, who's that? That's just gone off. That's Monkey Mafia's gone a little bit wide over 13. GDB gets in front of him. A little bit of a touch there on exit of 14. Side by side now as they head down into 1. It looks like Monkey's got the outside. Someone's lost a bit of a front wing there. Who could that be? I didn't see where that came from. Side by side still. Into 3 they go, and it looks like GDB's got the position for now. Let's see how good of an exit Monkey Mafia can get, and no, the advantage stays in GDB's favor. So Monkey Mafia losing 6 spots since the initial start. Who's gained the most? Best Pawns over there in the Renault, starting 17th, moving up 10 spots since the initial start, currently finds himself in 7th. So he is the biggest mover of the race so far. Person who's lost the most positions at the moment is Ray 46 in the Red Bull, losing 11 since the initial start. What a tough break for him as well. So this battle from 3rd back to 5th here could be heating up very shortly. Here's Cake Thomas, could be looking to get near AP7 very shortly. Let's ride along with AP7. Look behind him, Cake Thomas. He needs to be getting aggressive here. He's not in a position he wants to be. He's outside the podium positions. He really will be looking to get onto the podium, as I think AP7 may have hit the grass just a little bit there as he exits 4. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but at the moment, still this battle here, as GDB might be making the move on Best Pawns very shortly, who's got 8 Eltonian behind him. Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. Best Pawns hits the grass coming out of 4 there again. Lots of people have been hitting the grass in that area. Oh, Best Pawns, does he possibly have wing damage? Because he is slithering all over that track, and it doesn't appear that he has. But he is a little bit shaky on some of these corners. Oh, who's that back there? 8 Eltonian. Something's happened to him. He's had a big wiggle. He's gone through about 3 signs. Couldn't tell you what's happened there, unfortunately. And yeah, he is missing the left front end plate of his wing. So I think he's just made contact with somebody going over a lot of the curving in 11. And it doesn't get the best exit out of 12 either. starting to lose some ground here, but up ahead we have Cake Thomas and AP7 still battling for that third spot as they now head through the steeply banked corner of turn 3. Really, really solid racing so far. That battle for the lead still within a second, so that's going to be one to watch as well. But here's Cake Thomas now within 0.2 of a second, or at least was within 0.2 of a second of AP7. Mind you, he's got Sadistic King right behind them as well, who might be looking to make a charge for this spot as well if either of them make a mistake. As we go on through the pack, Adaltonian and Best Pawns still in kind of a battle here. Best Pawns hitting the grass yet again as we just get it on board with him. Adaltonian, you could say, oh, and Kaz has gone into the back of Adaltonian or something, because Kaz has really gone around there. Let's check in with him. He's given that Marshal quite the display. He's crashed right in front of him. Let's hope he doesn't get in front of anybody. Nearly takes out Smith, Pell, and Saffron in the process. That was dangerous. Oh, and yeah, he's going around again. Oh, goodness me, he's in front. Oh, this is a tough spot to be in right here. I tell you what, as Cake Thomas finally overtakes AP7 towards the front of the grid, but for right now, and that is unfortunate for Kaz, as he was having a good run going. I'm not sure what happened between him and Adaltonian. Interesting how that happened as well. I mean, it's not like Adaltonian didn't give Kaz that much of a line. I don't know what happened. Kaz just tried to brake too late. Not really sure what's happened there. But so Cake Thomas has gotten the position over AP7. AP7 has lost his third spot. However, he's still having a really solid race. But if we go back up towards the front again, here's El Capitano still trying to battle with Hash for this first place as they head out of 12. Into 13 and 14. It looks like El Capitano is trying to take 13 in particular a lot faster. Who we have that's just gone off. Yellow flag over here in Sector 3. I don't know what's happened there, but something. AP7 still trying to get close to Cake Thomas there. That's going to be a good battle to watch. But here we have a 3-car battle for this 8th spot. Adaltonian under pressure from Best Pawns, then Racing Ginger starting to creep up on these two as well. Details back there as well. He might want a piece of this action as well, as they're going to be heading through the DRS section now. Best Pawns made up 8 spots since the initial start. I think he may have lost 1 or 2 so far. There's Best Pawns to the inside, and he's going to get that position for the moment nicely. Adaltonian may have touched Best Pawns on the left rear there for just a second. Best Pawns, though, getting the position. Taking all of the inside he can, and then here comes Racing Ginger as well, trying to get the position away from Adaltonian. Adaltonian went really wide over in turn 3, somehow keeping that position. I'm not sure how Racing Ginger didn't overtake, but this is becoming an even closer battle. Let's ride along with Adaltonian. He might be looking to pressure Best Pawns here very shortly. Best Pawns has gone really wide there, almost. Oh, and Adaltonian runs into the back of him. Now here comes Racing Ginger, possibly trying to make up the spot. Nearly gets into Best Pawns, and now he's going to get past Adaltonian as well. Oh, no, he won't. He's taking up way too much of the curving on the inside of that corner. We have a car off on exit of turn 3, and that is Spool and Dub. I wonder what's happened to him. Unfortunate for him, as AP7 seems to have gotten back into the top spot here as they head through 3. Oh, this is a good battle here as they head through turn 3. AP7 using all of the track that he possibly can to get around Cake Thomas. Cake Thomas, as they go through 4, he's got the right-hand side of the track. Probably got the preferred line as they now head down into turn 7. And Cake Thomas, who was under a lot of pressure, keeping that position. Well done there as we get a car off in Sector 2, possibly the Mercedes of Freeman. Not really sure, but here comes Sadistic King. He wants into this mix as well. Currently our championship leader. The next active driver in this division behind Sadistic King is Cake Thomas. And there goes Sadistic King into the corner very well around AP7. I'm not really sure what's happened to AP7 there. That was kind of interesting. I don't know, did he just let Sadistic King have the spot? Because he probably could have made a defensive effort there, but didn't. But here comes AP7 again to the left-hand side, or to the right side, and no, he's going to be going into the pits. C. Freeman getting in the pits, somehow not committing some sort of, oh no, so C. Freeman's just retired. And that is tough for him. Stop for AP7. Where is he going to come out? I believe he's going to stay in 5th. So we'll look and see who's made their stop. So So the majority of the field from 13th on has made their stop. Only a couple cars coming in now. Actually, the majority of the field coming in now. As AP7 has made his stop. Smith Pell came in. Adaltonian and Sweet came in. Ray came in. So now this is pretty much going to be a game of chicken between these between our two front runners here on when they're going to decide to pit. Because I assume if one comes in, the other's going to come in as well. So this is going to be quite the decision to make here. And so Hash is going to come in, but Capitano is going to retain the lead so far. So Capitano late pitting on this. So now he's got quite the advantage over the place behind him. That is Cake Thomas back there, who is also coming into the pit. Sadistic King in the Williams is now the closest car to our leader, El Capitano. He's 11, almost 12 seconds back. But neither of our top two has pit yet. Neither have places 6th through 8th, through 9th. As we're probably going to be seeing them come in right now, actually. Maybe from Best Pawns. So Cake Thomas just came out. Best Pawns hasn't come in yet. So this tight little group of cars here choosing to stay out this time. Positions 7th, 8th, 9th, and then 10th. Little train of cars here as they head through turns 2 and 3. See how Cake Thomas is doing. Still half a second behind GDB. For the 5th spot. Might be a battle to watch soon. Here's Racing Ginger. Best Pawns getting into the dirt again on the left side of the track. Racing Ginger could he possibly get a move as they head into 8 and 9. Best Pawns getting really wide again. Oh, and these just braked right in front of Racing Ginger. That's the second time we've seen that happen as well. Capitano and Sadistic King coming in now. We got a yellow flag over in Sector 2. Who could that be? That looks like a Alfa Romeo, and I believe it was Money Matt. Something has happened to him. Nice 3-car battle here amongst the midfields, or thereabouts. A couple cars starting to get into this mix. We got Smith Pell right on the end of Best Pawns here. Hash 9211 has retaken the lead. He's got about a 1.5 second gap over El Capitano in second. Here comes Smith Pell along the left-hand side as they head through into turn 1. Smith Pell really using the outside line of that track. I believe, is he on the fresher tires as well? Yes, he is. Smith Pell is on fresher tires. When I say fresher, it's by 2 laps. So he must have pit really early then as well. As we look further back into the grid, here's Ray 46 starting to march his way back through the field. Can he possibly get past Racing Ginger as they head into turn 9? And yes, he does. He's going to take that position as well. Racing Ginger missing the left end plate of his front wing. I believe he's actually just made contact with his teammate Heavy S back there as well. As I was looking at that, I believe they could have just made contact. So Ray 46, despite having an incident earlier in the race, has marched his way back into 10th position. Right now, it's a pretty solid race for him despite the incident. He's done well to hit the ground running yet again. And I don't think Best Pawns is pit yet either. No, so Best Pawns, GDB, and Detail, also Racing Ginger, the only cars left in the field that have yet to stop. Might want to be doing that soon. So this is the closest battle in the field so far. 3-car battle for this position, actually. For 9th position. There's Monkey Mafia on the end of Ray 46 as they're now going to be heading out of turn 6 and into 7. Best Pawns getting a little bit wide yet again. Oh, and Best Pawns braking a little bit harshly there, forcing Ray to make a mistake, and now Monkey Mafia gets around Ray. Could he get around Best Pawns as well? Oh, no contact being made there as they head through the DRS section. I believe Monkey Mafia may have just made a touch with the rear end of Best Pawns, though not picking up any damage as they head into 11 now, and Monkey Mafia making up 2 spots within 2 or 3 corners. Nicely done from him. Oh, someone's gone off there. Sector 2, is that a Williams that's gone off? Is that Saffron City? And Saffron City missing quite a bit of his front wing. What could have happened there to cause that? Oh, goodness me, that is very unfortunate for the Williams. He's made 2 stops already. Ray 46 and Best Pawns battling it out here as they now head through turn 3. Flag over in Sector 1. That is Swee who's gone off right on the inside of the exit of turn 1. That's an interesting spot to go off track there. Heavy S, I believe, has just made the move on Best Pawns, and yes, he has. Or no, Best Pawns made the move on Heavy S, excuse me. Heavy S still pressuring Best Pawns as they now head into turn 10. And this is where Best Pawns has been losing most of his positions, is going the turns 10, 11, and 12. He's been losing most of his spots from those couple corners, and as we've just seen there, he's getting really wide on exit of 10 going into the DRS section, where a lot of people aren't needing to go that wide, and he's lost a couple spots just from doing that. Best Pawns does have a fast car, though, I will say that. I think some of the lines has been taken a little risky as here comes GDB. Now this is going to be a race at the exits. Best Pawns just sped coming into the pit lane. GDB has come out behind Monkey Mafia as they head into 3. Monkey Mafia, who filling in the hot seat. Got a yellow flag over in Sector 3. Who could that be? Something has happened there. Oh, and Swee's just DNF'd. So Swee has retired from the session. That is unfortunate for him. As the Alpha Tauri team in particular, I tell you what, they've been on a good streak of results. And that is just a little bit... Oh, and Monkey Mafia's just gone around in front of GDB at the exit of turn 10. That is really unfortunate for Monkey Mafia as well, as he was having a really solid race as well. That is super unfortunate for Monkey Mafia. He had a great starting position, has been hanging around this area of 7th to 10th pretty much the whole race, and that is just super unfortunate for him. Has he made any damage on his car? Maybe he's missing the front left end plate of his front wing. Yes, he is. Saffron City has just picked up a 5-second penalty for ignoring the blue flag. So as the field starts to get a little bit more dispersed now, MBS might be trying to make a move on Ray in the coming laps. We'll have to check back on that in a little bit, as we are about halfway through this race. Solid race this has been so far. Lots of action pretty much everywhere. And I have a feeling that we are not done yet. Smith and Pell might be making a move on Detail through this DRS section. No, he's not going to have it. Unlucky there, but Smith Pell, can he possibly get a solid move into 11? No, he gets quite a bit of a lockup going into 11, and then actually into 12 as well. Smith Pell's been doing a pretty solid job in that McLaren seat as well. Having a little string of good races as well. Saffron City's picked up 3 seconds from multiple warnings. So this, at the moment, is the closest battle on track, unless you're talking about Spool and Dub and Saffron back here for 16th. Only 2 cars have DNF'd so far, and that was under their own power as well. So no safety cars or VSCs. Yeah, that is something to be proud of. And who is this? That's gone off over in turn 1. That is the Alfa Romeo of Adaltonian, and that is very unfortunate for him. As has he lost any spots? I don't think he's lost any spots, tell you what. As it looks like Heavy S, Kaz has just gone really wide on the exit of 8, and Heavy S goes wide as well. Well, this battle here for 10th position. Oh, and Heavy yes, catching a little bit more of the dirt. Oh, now Kaz is a back marker, huh? Anyways, here's Smith Pell. Back trying to make moves on detail. He's got the DRS, I think, these past couple laps now as they head into one. Smith Pell braking very, very early going into one. I didn't think he'd be braking that early, especially if he wants to start making moves for that position. As we look higher up the grid now, Cake Thomas could be making a move on Sadistic King within the coming laps. Heavy S is just retired from the session. Oh, he's in the pits. What has happened to him? He's sitting 10th. Why is he just DNF'd? He has came into the pits and just DNF'd himself. What is the deal with that? That's interesting there to say the least. He was having a solid race as well. So quite a gap between third and fourth. About 15 seconds. And then from 6th to 5th, that's about 20 seconds nearly. Detail's car sounds like it's having a little bit of trouble. I know the lag will do that sometimes. Let's go back up with Cake Thomas. He's pressuring Sadistic King, and there's going to be a back marker in the way as well. Let's see if that could come into play here. They now head through 7. Best Pons, it looks like, has picked up a penalty. I'm not sure when he's picked that up. It's only catching my eye now. Adaltonian's going to have to move here. Oh, and he's not. Oh, Adaltonian's gotten into Sadistic King. The back marker of Adaltonian has just completely gone to Sadistic King, and he is out of the session, and he has taken his Williams teammate along with him, and Spoolendub. Goodness me. Now that is a little bit of drama there, and a safety car here on lap 22. And I have got that completely on the camera as well. That is super unfortunate for the Williams of Sadistic King, getting into the back marker of Adaltonian. Wow. Drama. Goodness me. So a safety car here on lap 22. So lots of drama here unfolding as we approach the later stages of the race. This is going to affect a lot of things. So Hash 9211. So I think this is going to be interesting. So Hash 9211, I think his car has been faster straight line, though I do think Capitano's been getting the lines better through the corners. If we look at the tire compounds we're on, so Capitano is on the fresh medium compound, Hash 9211 on 8-lap old hards. Goodness me, what could have happened there? That is super unfortunate. He's taken Sadistic King out with him. So Sadistic King's gone out, and he got into Saffron City as well with that incident. How Saffron City didn't even really get that much damage out of that incident is beyond me. That was very close to being catastrophic for both the Williams drivers. Wow. So safety car here on lap 22. I'll take note of that in my notes. I'm supposed to do this as well for Pork. So let's see how many people are going to be taking stops here if they haven't already. And a lot of people have taken their stops. So this is going to be interesting here because Hash 9211 is essentially a sitting duck at the moment. He's got a lot of drivers behind him on fresher compounds. Mind you, there's Detail back there in 5th. He's on fresh softs. So that could be something as well. This is going to be a battle to pay attention to here. Very, this is going to be intense, I tell you what. We're going to have a solid race to the finish. Wow. Not sure what else there is to say about that incident. That was clearly on the fault of Adol Tony, and we got a pretty solid look at it as well from Kate Thomas's perspective. And that is really unfortunate for Sadistic King for his race to have to end that way. But so here we go. So Hash 9211 in the lead on the hard compound. Most of the field starting to regroup here. I assume the safety car could be in this lap. But you never know, of course. Got myself a drink real quick. Really need more than just 2 tiny bottles of Gatorade to get me through one of these events. As you noticed in yesterday's F2, I went through at least 2 or 3 bottles of Gatorade, so. And that was just existing, so this is going to be interesting here because we've got back markers kind of in the mix of everything. We got Detail up here in 5th, but he's got the back markers of Racing Ginger Moneyman. I believe that is up in front of Racing Ginger. Who is that? That is Spool and Dub. He's also a back marker, so the Detail is really kind of in a tough spot here. He's got a lot of cars in front of him that he's going to need to pass. Hopefully cars are going to let him pass. Safety car is going to be in this lap, so Capitano in the 2nd position here. We're going to be probably riding along with him. AP7 in the Renault. He's had a pretty solid day, managing to keep the 3rd spot, although he does have a time penalty, which is just a drive-through, but he'll have to serve that before the end of the race or get 5 seconds tacked onto his time. Hash 9211 really stacking the field up here as they head out of turn 12 and into 13. So Hash 9211, will he be able to keep the spot? And GDB has picked up a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Ray under the safety car. Oh, what is this? El Capitano has just ran into the back of Kaz. What could that have been? Was Kaz just trying to get out of the way and didn't realize that Capitano was behind him? That was a mess. That was an absolute mess of a start there. However, AP7 has somehow taken the lead over Hash 9211, and Cake Thomas trying to get around the side of Hash as well. So lots of drama unfolding at the start of the safety car, and Kaz has received a time penalty for multiple warnings. So wow. Lots to process there as Saffron City and Best Pawns getting together. Wow. So AP7 still has the drive-through penalty to worry about. Here comes Best Pawn, maybe trying to make a move on Ray 46 as they head through 12. Ray 46, he has his teammate of GDB in front of him. Both Red Bull drivers have 5-second time penalties. Oh, and GDB is going to get really wide there. We got a Haas that's going off over sector 3, going into 13. I believe that's Kaz. There's a couple cars heading into the pits now. So Capitano falling back into the 9th position, and he's going to be pitting right now, which I believe is to replace that front wing. That is so unfortunate for him as well. He was having such a banger of a race as well, and that is just whew, super unfortunate there for him. Cake Thomas, mind you, has taken the lead around Hash 9211 as we weren't paying attention. Best Pawns back there in 6th. pressure Ray 46, so he's got a little bit of a gap to make up, so we'll check back with him in a minute. Money Matt going through the DRS section. No DRS, but he's going to get around Spool and Dub quite easily as they head into 11 and 12. AP7 right along the rear end of his teammate Best Pons. So AP7's taken his drive-through penalty. Currently finding himself in 7th place, though he knows he's got a fast car. DRS is going to be enabled this lap. We're just under 10 laps to go now. Hash 9211 starting to get even closer to Cake Thomas. Detail in 3rd in the Mercedes, a little bit further behind him. He's got the lap car of Spool and Dub and Money Matt in the way. Now Detail had to fight through a lot of back markers in order to kind of work his way up through the field. He's got 2 more ahead of him, though. Hash 9211, if we stick along with him, because he might be in for an overtake here. And AP7 has out of 6 and into 7. AP7 making his way up into 6th place after that drive-through penalty and a take, which I believe was for Delta. Could be wrong. Best Pons has just received 3 seconds for multiple warnings. The yellow flag over in Sector 2. Who could that be? Is that Best Pons? And Best Pons has gone off on exit of 10 along the inside of the track. That is really unfortunate for him. Did he make contact with AP7 possibly? Or could have been the back marker of one of the Haas cars. I'm not sure. I think he's missing the end plate on his left side, and he is. Heavy S has just left the session now. He's been DNF'd for quite some time now. After being 10th in the race, DNFing, I'm not really sure why he DNF'd at that point, but he made that choice. So Hash 9211 keeping it within a second on Cake Thomas. We'll check back in with them in just a minute, but here we have El Capitan possibly making a move on GDB as they head down the front straight. Capitano setting the fastest lap as they head into 1. He's got the outside as well. The outside's pretty much been the line to have going into 1, which is kind of surprising to me. Me personally would think it'd be going on the inside of the corner, as you would see that in turn 3 as well, but not the move, I suppose. Hash 9211 has cut the gap down to half a second as they head out of 13 and 14. Hash may have gotten a little bit loose on exit of 13 on the rumble strips. Down the straight they go and into 1. Hash has that DRS. Hash choosing to take the inside line. Cake Thomas got the better exit of the corner and has kept the gap to half a second for now, but as they head into 3, Hash choosing to keep the inside of the track, and Cake Thomas yet again having the better line. So for now, Cake Thomas holds his position. Any other close battles going on here? We have GDB and Capitano still trying to battle it out for this 7th spot here. As they head out of 14. And down into 1. So GDB. So, I mean, it hasn't been a terrible race for the Red Bull team so far. I mean, both of these drivers, their first race for this team. We've got a car way off over in Sector 2. Who could that be? Is that Spool and Dub? And it is, and he is missing quite a bit of his front wing there. Or someone is. Who is missing that much of his front wing? It's not Monkey Mafia. Is it Money Matt? And I can't tell from this camera angle. It's not Money Matt. Well, whose front wing could that be then? Well, interesting stuff there. Could it be Money Matt's? Could it be Kaz? I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. That's a really strange spotted, and Spool and Dub losing his front wing. I don't know if that's his own, because currently he has no damage, at least on my screen. That's unfortunate there. Here's Monkey Mafia. Could he possibly make a move on Racing Ginger? Ginger into the dirt. Let's go back up towards the front of the grid. Hash 9211 within half a second of Cake Thomas. when he's really starting to put the pressure on now. And if we look at how long they've been on these tires, so Cake Thomas, it says it's on medium tires, though from this angle it looks like he's on hards. And so, yeah, Cake Thomas is on much fresher medium tires, and Hash is on that hard compound as well. But I tell you what, Hash has been keeping it very competitive here. And now as they go into one, Hash is going to have the outside, and Hash made that position. He's got the outside lane. It's side by side for the lead as they exit a turn 1. What a move that was from Hash 9211, and he takes the lead here on lap 31. What a solid move around the outside. To go further along through the pack here, that battle between Monkey Mafia and Racing Ginger still heating up there as they head out of 3. Capitano has just set the fastest lap. I believe that's the second time setting the fastest lap of this race. Cake Thomas not handling 12 there. He didn't really handle that line well at all, and he's lost about a 10th after that. So Hash 9211, despite being on 17-lap-old hard tires, at the moment has the advantage over Cake Thomas, though, with the DRS and the fresher tires this time by. I tell you what, Cake Thomas could be looking to get this lead back as soon as this lap. So we'll ride along with Cake Thomas. Monkey Mafia has just received a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So now up comes back markers. Now this didn't really end well when we had back markers before. Monkey Mafia has overtaken Racing Ginger, it seems, just now. We're going to stick along with this battle for the lead here as they head through turns 8 and 9. This could be heating up very shortly. Again. I tell you what, the top 2 spots have been super close to each other this entire race. We've seen a lot of good overtaking, and it only took that safety car and then the round of pit stops to really start spreading things out, which is unfortunate because we had a lot of good racing earlier on in the race. And now this battle for the lead is going to be something to watch here for sure, as I believe Detail's got to get around some back markers. That's Adaltonian in front of him. Detail, now I believe this would be the best result of the season for Mercedes. He got really wide out of that corner. I believe those soft tires may be starting to wear away now. They're 9 laps old. That could be something to look out for as Hash 9211 and Cake Thomas head out of turn 1 and into 2 and 3. Hash still has the lead. I think Cake may have actually gotten it looks like, I can't tell. It looks pretty even through there. But Hash 9211 keeping the lead for now as they head out of 6 and into 7. Yellow flag over in sector 1. It looks like it's coming out of 6. Not sure who. One of the Haas's. We stick along with Cake Thomas here as he now heads into turn 11. I think the best thing right now that Hash is probably hoping for is that Cake somehow picks up a penalty, maybe going into 11 or getting wide out of 13. We got a yellow flag in sector 2. That is the Haas of Kaz, who has gone maybe into the gravel on exit of turn 9. Unfortunate for him. But Hash 9211 keeping this lead as they now head onto lap 34 of 36. What a race this is going to be, and it is not over yet. We have quite the finish in store for you, that is for sure. Cake Thomas now starting to even tighten that gap onto the lead. Oh, and I think Cake got the better line here. He's going to make up a lot of time on Hash as they now head through 4, 5, and 6. Can't really overtake through this section of the track. Hash doing a good job of defensive driving, keeping the position as they head through 7, and now into 8. It's going to depend on who gets the better line, and it looked like it was Hash that time. Though coming out of 9, I believe it could have been Cake out of 10. Oh, and Hash has gone really wide there on exit of 10. This could be the chance for Cake Thomas to strike. He's not going to have it this time by, but that has helped him a lot. Cake Thomas not getting the best entry into 11. That's really hurting him as well. So Hash is, I don't want to say safe, but I tell you what, Cake Thomas making a couple mistakes there towards the end. So 2 laps to go now. 35 out of 36, and we've got a battle for the lead here within 0.4 of a second. Here's Cake Thomas right up along the end of Hash 9211 as they head out of turn 1 into turns 2 and 3. Now this is where most of the time is lost and gained. Who's going to get the better line? And it looks like Hash is going to get quite the advantage out of the corner. So now this comes down to the tire wear again, because as you notice, so Hash has been on these old hards for a long time. Though Cake's mediums, have they started to wear off a little bit? As we have a Haas that's off in the straight, and that is Kaz. Kaz has DNF'd right in the middle of the straight, and we're going to look and see what happens. He is in the middle of the track there. That is not good news for him. No safety car at the moment, though. That is going to throw quite the wrench into the plans of some of these drivers. Maybe they're just hoping for no virtual safety car or safety car at the moment. Kaz has been finally removed from the track. That was cool. You couldn't have picked a worse place to DNF, could you? So here we are, the final lap of the race. Now Cake Thomas is going to have to really push it this time. He's got the DRS, and on to lap 36 we go. This is going to be a close one here, folks. Hash 9211, the pressure going to him at the moment. We haven't seen Cake Thomas in too many of these situations where he's had to keep calm and wait for a mistake and wait for an opportunity to strike, as Smith Pell might be making a move here on detail as they head into turns 2 and 3. We're going to stick along with this for just a second, and Smith Pell gets a huge lockup in the middle of 3. And for now, detail's going to keep that spot, but more importantly, the battle for the lead as they head through 8 and 9. Let's see if Cake Thomas can crank out any remaining juice he has left in those 13-lap-old medium tires as they head out of 10. He's going to have the DRS into turn 11. He's going to need Hash to make a big mistake here, and Hash handling it well at the moment. Cake Thomas not getting the best line there. Hash 9211 through 13 he goes. He's doing a good job of keeping it out within track limits, and it looks like Hash 9211 is going to take the win here at Zandvoort. Cake Thomas right behind him, and then Detail and Smith Pell in the battle for third here. Smith Pell a little bit further behind, and it's going to be Detail who takes the final spot on the podium, the best finish for Mercedes of the season. What a solid race for him. And Smith Pell, another solid race for him in that McLaren team. AP7 in the Renault, that's a solid finish for him as well. Capitano, unfortunately, getting that drive-through penalty. Going to be looking to get 6th place here. Is he in low fuel mode? He might be. He is really just nursing the car around the circuit at the moment. I tell you what, I think Capitano's in low fuel mode at the moment. That is very unfortunate as he is losing spots by the second now. So Capitano bringing it home in 8th, losing 6 spots since his initial start. That is not what he wanted, but I tell you what, from what he's had to overcome in this race, this has been a really solid day for McLaren, an even better one for Red Bull. And I tell you what, I think Williams are the biggest loser at the end of this race, but Hash 9211 taking the W. That was really solid. So another win for the Ferrari team. So let's go through the remaining order here. Hash 9211 in the Ferrari taking the win. Cake Thomas behind him in second. Detail for Mercedes getting their best finish of the season. Smith Pell in 4th. AP7 in 5th, GDB in 6th, Ray in 7th, El Capitano in 8th, Best Pods in 9th, 10th is 8 Altonian, 11th is Money Matt, 12th is Racing Ginger, 13th is Monkey Mafia, 14th Spool and Dub, 15th Saffron City, 16th is Kaz, 17th is Sadistic King, 18th is Heavy S, 19th is Swee, and then 20th, rounding out the field, is C. Freeman, and we will be getting those interviews very shortly. Right, so I am here with our podium finishers, Detail, Cake Thomas, and then Hash 9211. What a race it's been for all you guys. Detail, I want to start with you. The best finish of the season so far for Mercedes, if I'm to be corrected. And me personally have been watching your progress, and yeah, you've had some pretty crap luck at times, but I tell you what, it worked out in your favor today. I mean, how did you handle that got pretty stressful there towards the end with Smith Pell. I mean, how did you manage this race and like the strategy, especially with the safety car there towards the end?
Yeah, I just started. Sorry, hey,
There you go.
better?
All right. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good.
All right. No, sorry. Yeah, just tried to stay out as long as possible on the mediums for the first stint, and I really got lucky with the safety car. I went for the softs, thinking, maybe I can get some pace, and it's a tough track to overtake on.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured if I do that, maybe I can keep the guys behind. I did not think I would be P3. I was surprised when I looked up at the leaderboard, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then I almost lost it at the last lap. But yeah, my fronts were dead, so I'm just really happy I hung on to that one.
I tell you what, and yeah, and I remember, was it you at Mexico in particular that had a really good starting spot, and then it just didn't end up in your favor whatsoever? But you're on the podium, and I've been watching it for some time now, and saying it's going to be coming here very shortly in one of these upcoming races. But speaking of upcoming races, we've got Spain, our makeup race in Russia, and then USA, our next 3 races. I mean, how do you think you can keep this good form into these next 3 races? Are you confident in any of the tracks more than others?
Yeah, Spain I think is another one that's pretty similar to here. A little tough to overtake, tough to follow. Much longer front straight, so there's opportunity there. Sochi, I think I had a really good chance, but obviously the lobby glitched out. And then USA, I don't know. I mean, I don't really love the track, but I seem to go well there, so we'll see.
Absolutely, man. Well, good talking to you. Congrats on the podium finish, and hopefully we'll get you in here again next week when we travel to Spain. Good talking to you.
Thanks.
Right. So next up, Cake Thomas. So Cake, it's been an eventful race, pretty much this whole time. Your teammate Sui, not really sure what happened to him there, but I tell you what, you guys are ever so slightly closing in on that gap between McLaren, despite them having a really solid day today. I mean, how did you manage this race? Especially you guys, the top 2 really had some good battles there. So, what was your strat? Were you trying to play it cautious, or kind of what was the move?
Yeah, I was just trying to be cautious at the start of the race. I didn't take too many chances. Took the overtakes where I could get them, and then just kind of followed everyone. I ended up getting screwed over on my pit stop because the crew wasn't ready. I guess Sui's been in the pits like somewhat before then, so I ended up getting screwed over there. Lost like 6 or 7 seconds, but I was able to catch Sadistic, and then later in the race we got that safety car that really helped me out and let me change tires. And then there was kind of all hell broke loose on that safety car restart, and then it was just me and Hash pretty much battling out for that win. It was pretty stressful, but he ended up beating me because he was a little faster than me today, but hopefully could take this good result into next week and get another good finish.
Absolutely, yeah. And these next couple tracks, as I said, Spain, Russia, and United States, same question again. I mean, how do you feel about these next couple tracks?
Spain's pretty good track for me. I feel like I should be able to get top 5 podium again. Russia, I would have had the win last week if the lobby didn't glitch out, so I'm pretty confident for there. And then United States, not my best track, but not my worst. I certainly think as long as I could stay out of trouble, I should be able to manage another podium there, hopefully.
Well, good stuff, man. Great seeing you in here again. Solid race yet again. Congrats on the podium, and we will see you in action again next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Shout out Red Bull.
Shout out Red Bull. And then Hash 9211, I tell you what an exciting race that was for you in particular. I mean, you were up there pretty much the entire time. I mean, and this is one of your, I mean, this is still kind of, we're still getting to see you for the first time. It's only been a couple races, so I tell you what, how are you feeling going towards those last couple laps with Cake right on your rear end?
Well, for me, honestly, the whole race was like very tight. I didn't even know the race was ended, and right in the end. But I was really, followed very closely by two guys throughout the race. I don't know what happened to El Capitano after the safety car restart. I think he lost control or something. I thought he was going to follow me, but it's really difficult to overtake on this track. So once Cake overtook me during the safety car restart, I thought it was all over, but I think he didn't have much ERS, so I got back.
I tell you what, and yeah, and I was watching you through that whole stint. I was watching because I was saying to myself, I was like, well, pretty much if he makes a mistake here, Cake's going to be able to capitalize. But you kept it so clean and smooth in that last 2 laps there, and so I hats off to you on that because that was clutch right there. But again, going into these next 3 races of Spain, Russia, and the United States, how do you rate your chances? How confident are you?
I think Spain is pretty similar to this one, except it has a longer straight. But I don't like USA too much because it's just too wide and you get overtaken every time, and it's just hard to, just dominate or keep the guys behind you. But I don't know. Maybe Russia was pretty good for me. I got pole. I was leading up to the point we had the glitch, so I think it should be good. This was my first race in Division 2. So it got to a pretty good start, I would say.
Yeah, and I tell you what, so with that, Ferrari cutting that gap to Williams. Williams had themselves an absolutely horrid day today. I'm not really sure what happened to them. I know Sadistic got taken out by a backmarker, and then I'm not really sure what happened to Sefron, but Ferrari now making that jump again. We could have a challenge for the top of the constructor standings here very, very shortly. But so congratulations on the win to you. Thank you for joining me, and yeah, thank you so much. Hopefully we see you hopefully we see you in the party again here next week.
All right. See you.
Right, so that is going to do it for me and Division 2 of the Midwest F1 League. I tell you what, that was one of the better races we've seen this season. Join us next week for the race in Spain for Hotspot. See you later, everybody.